So welcome again to Pagophilia, the video blog, the ice-loving blog. A few weeks ago I was lucky enough to travel with one of the most famous nature photographers in the world at the moment, and and his name is Vincent Munier, or Vincent Munier. He is a fantastic guy. In my mind, he is the poet of nature photography, and he does things his own way. He doesn't travel necessarily to all the places that other people travel, but a lot of people follow in his footsteps. So because when he has been there, he does such great work that when they see his pictures, then people want to travel to the same destinations that he goes to. And this is also, he shared with me that this is also his challenge now. He feels that sometimes he feels that some of the places get a little bit too crowded. The remote places that once were pristine, now it's becoming very touristy, and this is not only positive for the nature. It can be with ecotourism, but it can also, if it's done not in the right way, it can also be very damaging to the nature. So yeah. So first I try to ask the same questions to every photographer. So it's quite interesting to listen to the different answers they have. So yeah, here is Vincent Munier.
So my name is Vincent Munier, with the French pronunciation, or Vincent Munier, and so I'm French. I started to photograph when I was 12 age old, so thanks to my father. And I took my first picture with old camera, an Overflex 400mm with Olympus, old Olympus. After it was old Nikon, but it was a long time ago, 1988, my first picture. Yeah, it's why it's thanks to my father, because he bring me in the nature, in the forest, just behind my house. And why? Because most of the time we saw some amazing things, and it was just very fast, like a miracle. And the photography, it was wonderful to stop it and to share, to fix it, and to share with your friend or your family. So it was for me, when I was young, it was just crazy with this. It was my main goal to go in the forest and to try to see wildlife and to photograph wildlife. Uh, well, I think I'm a very nature lover. That's photography. It's often I said that it's like a pretext to be outside, to be in the field, to be in the wilderness. That is my. It's inside me, so I need to be in the wide area and to watch. My first tool is a binocular first. And after the camera, yes. So it's I think I know to photograph because I learned very early when I was young. So I continue, and now it's my job since 2000 now. And but I'm sure that I regret because I prefer to be a drawer or a writer. That I will be later in the field, okay, without all the cameras gear. Yeah. What I look for. So I try to do my best to show the reality and to share the emotion, the feeling that I have in the field. It's my main goal. So I try to to be honest with I see, and as soon as I have a very huge emotion, I would like to share it thanks to the photography, and it's not easy because it's not easy. I'm never satisfied on my pictures. Yeah. So, what is a good photography? It's a good question. It's a good question all the time, but I think it's very personal. For me, first, a good picture and then picture that I like. So most of the time I'm not satisfied. So I don't have so many good pictures. And after good pictures, it's hard to say it, but if you if you share a feeling with the people, and if you transmit the huge feeling that you had in the field, I think it's good. It's a good picture. You can say that. But also a good picture, it's very unsharp because it's very personal for me. Yeah, sometimes for me I have some very strange picture I like a lot, and it's a good picture for me. It's very important to, in this small world of the wildlife photography, to follow his intuition. Intuition is your instinct, and and try to follow your way. And after, I don't to copy or to check the other pictures and to say I would like to do that. No, I think it's personal. That is a good photographer. A good wildlife photographer.
Yes.
I think for me, I was lucky to have my father to learn me a lot about wildlife first before to photograph. And I think to have some good notion of naturalism and to know the subject that you want to photograph, that it's perfect. And good photographer it's already a good naturalist, biologist, and after good photographer, it's of course you can have a good eyes, but a very bad wildlife photographer because you disturb too much, you consume, and you shoot all the time, and you think only about material, but no about the emotion of the animals. For me, good. Yeah, it's many things. So to be a good photographer, it's not easy. I'm not a good photographer. I disturb a lot also, but I try to minimize my impact. That is very important. We are more and more wildlife photographer, and less wide area. So be careful. And the first priority for the wildlife photographer is don't disturb the animals. Yeah. I have many favorite places, and but around my house it's already nice. I'm very impatient to go back and to see my crested teeth, my squirrel. But the true wilderness, I have a very nice memory of the Kamchatka when I go there for my first time in 2005, and it was for me the true wilderness without tracks of humans. And, it was just the paradise of the bear, and for me it was like a huge. It was just a very nice memory to go there, and I spent many months, and it was just wonderful because just a paradise of wildlife without human impact. Yeah. Um, so, like often, I have many dreams, like children dreams, and I'm very lucky because thanks to my job, I can realize my dreams. And one of them it was to see the Arctic wolves. I have seen the Jim Brandenburg pictures 25 years ago, and so I work a lot to go and to try to see that. It was first in Barents Land in Canada, after in Banks Island, and after Ellesmere Island. I have been several travels, and most of the time alone. And I think my remote place, it was in Ellesmere Island, the more strong travel, because I was alone without assistance in March, so it's a winter, very cold, -45. And after I pulled my sled without snowmobile, without to be at the same level as the animal and no disturbing, nothing. For me, it was my most strongest and hardest trip, and with a very nice encounter, because I saw during one time a pack of 9 wolves turning around me. It was, I think, the best, the best moment, that I live. My last project, I spent some time in Tibet, because like I said before, I tried to realize my dream, and when it was to see the snow leopard. It's like a mystical animals, and I read a lot of books about it, and especially the work of George Schaller, the American biologist. And he crossed several times the Changtong. It's an amazing place in the Tibetan plateau. So I have been there 6 times. So I almost finished my project, and especially about wild yak, about chiru, the Tibetan antelope, about the snow leopard, Pallas cat. It's just an amazing wildlife there, mostly endemic and very unknown. So that it's my last project. Yes. So, well, it's difficult. It's difficult for me because I'm not so modern photographer. I'm very has-been, like we said. So I use Facebook a little bit. I don't have Instagram, so I don't know. But yeah, a little bit worried about it, and I'm not so excited about the social media. It's wonderful to share, but just to have some congratulation or some critics, I think it's not enough. And I don't know about it. I'm a little bit disturbing with social links, or you said social. I'm a little bit worried about with the social media, but I think if you use it correctly, it's wonderful for the conservation probably, and to try to educate the first photographers that they want to to try, and it's probably very benefic. But we see too many pictures. So for me, sometimes the photography is a little bit boring, and I like also to take some time to relax time with the bino, and not think only about photo and shooting. Something, it's boring sometimes. Yeah. So if the of course, with the digital, it's very accessible for everybody to take picture. That is very nice. Huh? It's wonderful too, because I think the wildlife photography is very good way to discover the nature around us first, and maybe why not to travel, but not too much. And but of course, it's completely. It was like a revolution. I don't know. I don't know what will be in the future, and it's difficult to say. But of course, the digital changed everything, and now you can see many wonderful pictures. So it's nice. It's nice, but after it's changed completely for the professional. It's very hard now to live to become a wildlife professional photographer, because there are too many beautiful pictures. And so it's a huge competition, but it's I don't know, that will be in the future. I have no idea. 3 tips to when we start the wildlife photography. First, to buy a binocular. And I think the binocular is very important. It's the main tool of the photographer. After, yes, to learn, thanks to the book, we have a very nice book, and to learn about wildlife, and to know the subject that you want to photograph. I think that you will have more success and less disturbing. And the third tips that will be to buy just a good camera. So now it's very accessible, but don't think only about material. Material it's a tool. So but the light and the subject that make the good photo. Yeah.